because they delivered. It's about 700 quid's worth of anti-baldness stuff. You know, hair, like shampoo, conditioner, that sort of thing. Which I'm testing out for a company and going to be recording bi-weekly videos. This is like an acting job, I believe, but it's not acting. But yeah, I'm going to be doing bi-weekly videos of them to see what it's like, and do I see any hair growth and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's like 700 quid's worth of stuff, and didn't even bother knocking at the door. They just left it by the door and went away again.
Wow.
No.
So
have I told you?
Got an email saying, "Oh, your stuff's been delivered." I'm like, "Has it?" Open the door. Oh shit, there it is. So I really kicked off.
Oh yeah, too
As
right.
you should.
Have I told you about my ordeal with and my quest?
Are just the fucking.
They
worst.
are the worst one round here. I've never had a problem with Hermes. Like, they've always been fine. But so I ordered it from Facebook, and they were like, "Okay, here's a delivery date." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm going to be at home. That's all okay." They messaged me the following day to say, "Oh, we're going to deliver it a couple of days early," and I was going to be at work, so I couldn't receive the package. So I sent them an updated address, which was a friend who I knew would be at home. And so they were like, "Yep, that's fine. We'll send it to the new address." So I contacted my friend throughout the day. It was like, no one's answered the door or anything. About 2:00, they were like saying, "Oh, we've tried to deliver it, but we couldn't find the property," which is stupid because it's a really easy property to find. Like, it's not hidden or on a weird street or anything like that. He's like, "No, I haven't heard anything. Like, no one's been at the door. I'll double check with other people in the house, but no one's heard anything there." I was getting really frustrated, and they were like, no. And they were like, "Oh, we'll try and deliver it tomorrow." And I go home, and I find it sitting in front of my doorstep, just in the flat. So it's quite expensive, just sitting there, but meant to have been delivered to a completely different address. And then I got in contact with them, and they were just like, "Oh, we don't know what's happened to the parcel. It's gone out of our system." So I was just like, "Oh." So I tried to get another one, but it didn't happen.
Fantastic. Well, speaking of dodgy delivery, welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and for many others. And I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Amy.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Asta.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, folks. Sadly, no Darren this evening, due to, let's be honest, due to a fuck up on our end. We agreed a recording date and then didn't tell him, so that's on us.
Yeah, that's a bit mean of us, really. We're really sorry, Darren.
Yeah. I thought we'd put it in the chat, but we hadn't.
Yeah.
That's on me. Sorry, Darren. Yeah.
So he is unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, he is very fortunately off learning how to be a fantastic actor in the meantime. We wish him all the best, and we'll be back with him very, very soon.
To be fair, when you listen to this, Darren, you're already a fantastic actor. He's learning how to be a stage actor. Specifically. He's already a fantastic actor. I've worked with him. It was great. He was drooling in my face. Like a piece of meat.
And then you went to the film shoot.
Then we went, yeah. Oh. Yes.
Oh dear. How is everyone?
I have just realised I'm wildly underprepared and I don't have my dice, so I'm going to just go and get them really quickly because I'm going to need them.
That's quite alright. To be fair, I did completely fry Asta's brain last night in our 5th edition game, so I think we'll let her off.
I was hearing about that off air. Yes. Yes, this high elf who might not be a high elf.
I have got Asta and the rest of her party asking so many questions about what this character is and isn't anymore. It's great. We'll find out exactly the truth of that in about 3 months' time, I imagine, when we do the quest.
Dice have been acquired.
Once you've worked out what is going on. Hey, Dom.
Yeah, what? Yeah, just Asta, we're just talking about the 5th edition game and about Vamris.
Oh God.
And, how when I've decided when I've worked out what Vamris is, we'll figure it out for you as well.
Fantastic. That fills me with so much confidence and hope. I wouldn't have it any other way.
As it should. How is everyone? We all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. Chardonnay is good. He's a good boy.
Good.
He's a very good boy. He's looking a bit stiff. Stu has a little dog wolf toy. He has a little stuffed wolf toy which he uses as Chardonnay.
Mini Chardonnay.
I mean, don't use it as Chardonnay. It represents Chardonnay.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. There we go.
That could be misinterpreted quite readily.
Oh yeah. Actually, it definitely could. Now you mention it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and I think as a complete aside, I think because obviously we record these in advance, sometimes further in advance than others, I think so that we can always seem like we're right at the cutting edge with as soon as our podcasts are delivered. I think we should start every podcast by saying, well, there's a new Prime Minister.
I was hoping that would come up in conversation.
That's it. I mean, it literally happened 6 hours ago. There's no way we can't not address it.
Oh my gosh.
But the last 2 days, never mind the last 6 hours, but the last 2 days have just been... do you know what? If you wrote it as a sitcom, it'd get rejected for being too
unrealistic. Absolutely.
Insane.
Yeah.
But,
did you see the PMQs yesterday?
Yeah.
How mental that was. Oh, they were so loud in there.
Taking the piss out of her, something chronic.
Yeah.
Well, she has officially lasted less time than a lettuce. So
officially less time than she campaigned for.
Really, that's mad.
Yeah.
Madness.
And she is officially the shortest serving Prime Minister ever.
Wow. I'm curious now, who was it before her?
Before, it was a guy who served for 150 days and he died in office.
Okay.
And
But
she
is
will have
she
served
the-
50 days.
Is she one
when
of the
she
only prime ministers that's really seen 2 monarchs, though? 'Cause that's got to be quite rare.
Oh,
I mean,
At least in
not
recent
sure.
times.
she's certainly the only prime minister who's ever killed a monarch. So
Exactly.
just saying.
And it wasn't even worth it. She's gone.
And this is the only time we have ever had, will have ever had when it happens in a week's time, 3 prime ministers within a single term of office.
It's crazy.
I'll tell you what. I think at this point we should all just cut our losses. Give the job to Larry the cat, because at this point
He's been there longer.
he has. What is really the worst that could happen at this point? I don't think he could do any worse.
He's probably got some great ideas.
I'll do
I
it.
think he has as well.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
I'd vote for Larry.
You pay me $8
Yeah.
a year and I'd do it. Would you vote for me, Amy?
Depends what your policies are.
It does depend on what your policies are.
What would you like the policies to be?
Oh, that's a long conversation and not for this podcast.
That's not how that works.
Enforced RPG groups across the land.
Yes, mandatory LARPing for a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd get behind that. That'd be great fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, speaking of RPs and LARPs and other words that I totally forgot how to say there for a second, I think we've got a game to get back into, haven't we, folks? You guys you're back underground. How have we ended up here?
I don't think Della's currently on the ground, according to my last note.
No, she's not. She's where she I believe she's hanging from her fingertips from a window.
Yeah, it's not good. Or is it?
She?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
specifically
yes,
wrote
yes.
this down because I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I was going to forget what I wanted to do by the time we got round to this. So I wrote a really extensive
Do you know,
note.
I've been so affected by events of last episode, I forgot we ended in combat.
Oh, amazing. There we go.
Forgot there was any combat at all.
To be fair, that was an emotional episode for Alwyn. Like, some stuff happened. What stuff exactly happened there?
So Alwyn had a bit of a theory after meeting Red Raven and sort of going away and thinking on things. He had a bit of a theory about Red Raven. And went back and he's confirmed it, but maybe I won't say much more because Alwyn might want to talk about it with his friends. His new family. In fact, he referred to them as his new family. Which Otto might take the piss out of, but.
Well, I think Otto would take the piss out of it. Otto would be like the really annoying younger brother who kind of takes the piss out of it, but secretly really enjoys that idea, I think.
And then sets it on fire.
Yeah,
Younger?
why not? Yeah. In terms of maturity.
Okay, I'll go with that. Yes, and then sets it on fire. Absolutely. Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And along the way, our little merry band of adventurers has at least a temporary new member. What are we thinking of Raiden so far? And more importantly, what's Raiden thinking of the group?
I think it can be easily summed up in, oh no, why am I here?
And that's the experience we like to bring.
On a mission to save the world.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yes,
So
here's,
successfully.
Save the world.
yes, here's 124 episodes of exposition in the space of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't get overwhelmed now. Don't get overwhelmed now.
Which I sort of got a bit wrong, but also didn't.
Like I said last time, you ended up in the right place, so
Yeah.
you didn't really go wrong, did you? When you think about it, you might have gone the wrong way to get there, but yeah.
Which probably also sums up the last 124 episodes.
All right then, folks. Let's not keep you waiting any longer. Shall we get back into our little combat here?
Yeah.
All right. So we bring ourselves back in. You're in the Undercity beneath Whitethrone. Having just been speaking with Red Raven, you were speaking with Stalker Catan and starting to formulate a plan to go and find where this tower is, or rather where it would be underground. And just as you were finishing that conversation, Alwyn rejoined the group, sort of looking very, very emotional, tears in his eyes, that sort of thing. And as your new acquaintance Raiden moved to offer Alwyn a handkerchief, she spotted something nearby. Strange, undead-looking creatures with glowing red eyes wielding longbows and long swords. And we find ourselves in combat. And because I am just the best GM ever, I completely forgot whose turn it was next. Does anybody remember who acted last?
I believe it was mine.
You believe
I'm not
it was
sure
yours?
though.
I mean, I'm inclined to trust you, Amy.
Yeah.
You were the very first person to speak up.
I mean, did you not re-listen to the episode just prior to the?
I'll be honest. I didn't have a lot of time today.
No, that's fine.
It's 3 days before I go on holiday, and everything at work has caught fire at once. So I've been busy. Let's put it that way.
You're not
we can
supposed
find
to
out.
burn it down just because you're going on holiday.
I was channeling my inner von Niederschläger. What I was doing.
That's a dangerous move, right?
All right then. So let's get back into combat. Starting with Della Thornbury. Della, you are currently hanging by your fingertips from a ruined windowsill beneath one of these sort of dark grey-skinned, gaunt-looking individuals. It is currently raining arrow after arrow onto your companions, but for the time being, at least, does not appear to have seen you. What would you like to do?
All right, so what I'm going to do is, as I'm hanging off this window ledge, is I'm going to kick back off with my feet to do a bit of a flip, to come through the window, feet first, into the thing, to knock it down.
All right.
How do I do that mechanically?
Well, that's going to take you a total of 2 actions. So first of all, I would like an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
If you roll really well, you'll get a bonus to your next one.
Yeah, don't worry. I haven't even got my character sheet, so I am also super unprepared today. It's normally ready. I've been playing WoW, so everything's changed.
Has anybody else forgotten anything really important that they need to go and get quickly? We can take 2 minutes. We can take 2 minutes.
Apart from Darren and Neil, you mean?
Well, we didn't forget them. They just couldn't make it today.
Right, it's okay. I've got the stuff. Acrobatics. No. Yeah, acrobatics. 22.
Oh, 22. With your muscles burning, Della, you pull yourself up onto the windowsill, kick off it, flip through the window like the parkour master that you are. And then you said you want to attempt to knock the target down. Is that correct?
Yes. So the idea is I'm doing it in a nice fluid motion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So this will be kind of one fluid thing. So the acrobatics check is kind of your first action to kind of quote unquote stand up. Pull yourself up. Second action will be a bit the trip, but cinematically, this is just like a tiny ball of knives and hats comes barreling through the window and slams into the creature. So, as you go for the trip attempt, Della, I need an athletics roll, please. And I will give you a bonus for your successful acrobatics.
Ooh, yay. I would like to use my hero point, please.
Oh, that's an early use of that one. There we go.
I rolled a 1, and I don't want to fail this. I rolled another 1.
Oh, no!
Jeez, this is comeuppance for all my amazing rolls yesterday.
Yeah. Amy was on fire with rolls yesterday.
Okay.
I can confirm.
Well, I rolled a 1, so the game wanted me to fail this, so that's fine.
That's it. But I mean, if you were playing Star Trek yesterday, isn't Star Trek an inverse D20 system? So maybe you're still rolling amazingly, but it thinks you're playing Star Trek.
I'm using my Della dice for this, not my Star Trek dice.
So it should know which way it has to go.
It should know that this is an easy thing that Della can accomplish. She must have been tired from hanging from that window for a whole week.
That's it. A week is a long time to hold any kind of tension. Like I don't envy her at all. Her back muscles must be just massive after that. Della, as you sort of flip through the window and you barrel towards this creature, it sees you like as you spring up into the window, and it just sidesteps you as you come flying into the window. You land with a crunch flat on your face. You are prone, Della. You have an action left.
I will stand up.
Stand up, dust yourself off. Free action to cry a little bit.
Yeah, look around. Like, I hope no one saw that from the party. I hope it's just this guy, and he's not going to survive long anyway. Hopefully.
Hopefully so. All right, end of Della's turn. It is Raiden.
Well, I do believe last time I was looking at the creature that Della was trying to attack.
No.
So I may have just witnessed that. Damn it. And you know, in an attempt to try and defend her if she's in a point of vulnerability, I'm going to once again use my ability to reach spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to cast Grim Tendrils.
Ooh, talk to us about Grim Tendrils.
So my fingers and my hands become sort of taut and almost skeletal for a moment as these strings of black energy come out like a cat's cradle. And then they begin to crackle with an almost purplish energy as I flick my fingers towards this entity and hurl out these tendrils of crackling darkness towards them.
Perfect. Creates a line, doesn't it, Grim Tendril?
Yes, it does.
Right. So,
Hope
what
I'm
do
not
they
in
need
the
to
do?
I'm not either.
Alwyn is not in the way. You're okay.
Oh, thank God.
What is what do I need to do here, Asta? Is it a con save, a reflex
it is
save?
a fortitude save.
Fortitude save. Thank you.
Oh,
Again.
only against living creatures, actually. So I may have just made an uh-oh.
You might have just made an uh-oh. Let's have a little look. Tell me, Asta, does Grim Tendrils deal negative damage?
It does.
Oh no! So, Raiden, as you conjure this energy and you sling it toward the creature, these grim tendrils they sort of pierce through this grey skin creature, and you watch as some of the injuries that had previously been dealt actually begin to close up. Could you roll damage for that spell, please, Raiden?
Yes. Oh no! I rolled max. That's 8.
We're off to
As these black tendrils of energy wrap around the creature and then retract back into your fingers, Raiden, you see the creature is standing there, sparkling, pristine, and no longer harmed in any way.
Liberating step. No, that wouldn't work, would it?
Just sort of slowly cock my head and that wasn't my intention.
So
And that's everything.
Whose side are you on? Exactly.
I'm questioning it myself at the moment. I'll get there. That's my turn.
That is your turn. Which brings us around to Brother Amos. Amos will just have a couple of quick 1-2 punches at the guy in front of him. Oh, that's nice. Rolls a natural 20 on his first attack.
Ooh! Bringing it back.
No
Crit
idea
card.
what Darren's attack bonus is. Does get one, that's very true. If I can find one, that's all part of
Dom
crap.
forgot to get the crit cards.
No, I have them. I have them. They are just buried on my desk a little bit. Let's grab a crit card for Brother Amos here. So for Asta's benefit, we have a thing. Well, sorry, Paizo have they have critical hit and critical fumble cards, which we use in our game. Basically, any time a player character or a named NPC rolls a natural 20 on an attack roll or a natural 1 on an attack roll, they draw a critical hit or critical fumble card respectively. These give additional effects to that hit. So it can be things like triple damage. That's sort of they gain a condition, they gain fatigued, they start to bleed, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's pretty cool. But so in this case, you watch as Brother Amos winds up with his fist. In fact, I'm going to say that was he went for his 1-inch punch, because that means I can use all his 3 actions and make a single dice roll. He sort of winds up, and you watch as he thumps this skeleton. He's going to do a lot of damage with this. This is nice. 4, 8, 9 plus strength. I think is 4, 13, double to 26. 26 points of bludgeoning damage, and you watch with this one strike, it's one wind-up haymaker, the creature that next to him that was kind of just drawing a sword and about to attack him, Amos cracks it on the chin, right under the jaw, The creature is lifted a good 3 feet off the ground and then collapses with a heavy thud onto its back as he knocks it prone with that critical card.
Great.
Was pretty great. That ends his turn. It is now these creatures. Was that enough to actually kill that? No, it wasn't. Not quite, but it almost was. All right. So the 2 creatures that are there. There is one next to you, Della, which you have just sidestepped. Mm-hmm. It is going to, as a free action, it will drop its longbow. As its first action, it draws its longsword. Mm-hmm. And for its last 2 actions, it's going to attempt to stab at you whilst you're on the ground, Della.
I stood up.
You did stand up, yes, you did.
Yeah.
It's going to try and hit you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first actually read the weapon everything wrong. It sort of slashes at you once with this longsword, which is a 22 to hit.
Beats.
Beats. Okay. So Della, from the longsword you take 11 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
And then you watch as its offhand kind of ends in these sort of quite sickeningly sharp-looking claws, and they flicker with a malevolent, baleful red energy for a second, and it swipes at you with those as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is 19 minus 5 for 14, plus 12 is 26 to hit, Della.
That hits.
That hits, okay. So Della, you take a further 7 points of slashing damage as the claw strikes into you. Mm-hmm. And I need you to give me a fortitude save, please, Della. As this creature strikes you, you feel it sapping away some of your energy.
Ooh, good roll. 28.
28, I can tell you, Della, is a critical success on this fortitude save. But unfortunately, no special effect, but you resist whatever it was trying to inflict upon you there.
Gross.
That ends its turn. We're round to the creature that is in front of Brother Amos, which is going to do the same thing. It drops its bow. First action, it draws its sword. Second action, a sword strike and a claw strike against Amos.
Just to ask, is it doing that from the ground or is it standing up?
That's a good point. It's prone. Thank you. So it will actually use its first action to stand up. Second action to draw its sword. Third action, it's going to go for a strike with the claws because it's quite badly hurt. Yep, that hits Amos. Don't think it's going to be enough to kill him. No, nowhere near. It's a nasty hit. You do watch as Amos. You see his face erupts in red as these claws score across his face. He takes 10 points of damage.
Neither of these creatures are within 15 feet of Alwyn.
No, they are not. They are currently 35 feet from you, Alwyn. 35 and 40. Amos. This baleful red energy sort of ripples across the wound, but Amos seems to resist it for the time being. That's going to end their turn. It's Alwyn.
Right. Now, just to remind myself of the moving pieces here, Chardonnay is currently under cover.
Yes, Chardonnay was running kind of toward, because these two creatures were in buildings that were ruined buildings that were kind of elevated a bit from you, and you sent Chardonnay running sort of through cover to get there without taking any arrow fire, hopefully.
Yes, and I'm side by side with Raiden in the middle.
Yes, you are.
Longbow out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take pot with longbow at the one that Della is engaged with.
Sure
first
thing.
Of all, total of 17. That's a bit naff.
That is a bit. A total of 17 though. It's only just a miss, Alwyn. You loose the arrow and it scrapes off the armour these creatures are wearing. it did look like it came quite close to finding a soft spot.
Okay, I'm going to take another pop with that longbow. That's better. 19.
19 is enough to hit. Roll damage.
Yay. Max damage. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Very nice. So undoing all the good, all the hard work Raiden had just done. As you restore it to its damaged state and then some.
Okay, and final, I'm going to whip around and I'm going to take the third one. Why not? At the one engaged with Brother Amos.
Yeah, roll the attack.
They call me Alwyn Killsteel. No, they don't. 10.
10. This time, as the arrow comes in, the creature swipes it from the air. There's a clatter as a broken arrow drops to the ground.
It's my 3 goes.
All right, end of Alwyn's turn. We're round to Della.
Okay, so I'm next to this guy.
Yes,
So
you are.
I will pull out my +1 cold iron dagger and attack him.
Roll the attack.
Rolled a 2. 17.
17. It's a miss, Della, but it's not far off. Again, you dive in towards its toward it, and the armor these creatures are wearing it looks quite sort of worn and quite rotten in places, and certainly the metal parts are perhaps not as strong as they used to be. But even so, you don't quite get the angle right, and you glide off of it as you strike.
Darn. In that case, I will have another go. I'm embarrassed. I should be doing better than this. I did roll a 9, so that's a 4. That's a bit better. 19.
19 will hit, Della.
Yay! So that is one of those. And no sneak attack, unfortunately.
Sadly not.
I got a 4 though. So 8.
8 points. Very nice. You knock a rib out as you strike into the creature.
Yeah.
Right.
I pulled my dagger out, so is that all my goes?
Yes. You drew once. You struck twice. That's 3 actions.
Yeah. Cool. Me done.
All right. Okay. End of Della's turn. We're back round to Raiden. Raiden, can you make up for your misstep a moment ago?
I'm certainly going to try.
One thing, just to make you aware of as a player, Asta. If you're ever fighting something and you don't know what it is, and the GM is being really frustrating and just calling it a creature, there is a thing you can do as a player called Recall Knowledge, which basically lets you spend an action and see if you can figure out what you're fighting here. Doing so not only lets you know what it is, but it might also learn you some useful information that you can use in battle.
Also, not so useful information. That has happened before as well.
Yes, it is possible to critical fail that roll, and if you do so, you get a piece of false information.
Ooh, okay. Well, I think slightly embarrassed by what happened previously. I'm going to go back to what I did initially and reach spell a phase bolt, which is the crackling purple orb that seems to pulse in and out of existence.
That's the one.
That is an attack roll. That is a natural 20.
Excellent. Spell
Nice.
crits. Fucking spell crits, man.
Oh, they're the best.
Oh.
Or they can be a bit strange as well, can't they?
They can do some really weird shit.
Mentioning crit cards, probably worth mentioning we also use fumble cards as well. So if we roll a natural 1, there's a 50% chance that we draw a fumble card. And
Yes.
there are fumble cards that will
can kill you
you
instantly.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, you can lose your head,
Decapitate.
literally. Yeah, that's the bad one.
Alright, so Raiden, first up, roll damage for your spell.
That will be 3 damage.
Yep, so 3 damage. So is that the because phase bolt's D4 damage, right?
Yes.
So, might have gone through this with you when we were making the character. Although you're limited on your actual spells, your cantrips are heightened right now, so it should be 3d4.
Oh, okay.
It should be
I'll roll an
3d4.
additional 2.
Yeah.
So that will be 8 damage.
Yep. And with
That's
phase
better.
bolts, do you add your? Yes, you add your
Yep,
spellcasting
plus
ability
4.
modifier.
Okay.
Nice.
12.
12 in
Well,
total. And then because this is a critical hit, you double that damage. You double all of it. It's not like 5th edition where you just double dice. In Pathfinder, you double the modifier as well.
So that would be 24.
24 points of damage. Amazing stuff. And I've got your crit card here for you, Raiden. Yeah, so kind of as you cast this spell, Raiden, you sort of draw on some of the atmosphere around you. A bit of a chill wind begins to blow as you cast it, and as you let go of your phase bolt, an instant before it strikes the creature in front of you, you watch as it becomes encased in what looks to be magical ice. And as it strikes the creature, it bursts across it, and you watch as ice covers its body, immediately making it difficult for it to move. You drew Frozen, Raiden.
I feel like I got some inspiration from my 5e character there.
This is a really, really good crit card. It takes, but so the creature, basically with this crit card, that skeleton actually took triple damage from that spell. It took triple damage and is slowed 2 for 1 round. So what slowed is basically slowed means you lose an action at the start of your turn. Because he's slowed 2, he only gets a single action next turn.
Wow.
Very, very nice card there. That feels like a good turn there.
Yeah, and that's me.
There we go. We're back round to Amos, who is going to continue wailing on his mate next to him. He once again goes for wind up to finish him. Let me just work out what his thing's probably going to be. Don't have his sheet handy. Four on the die. What's your proficiency bonus at the moment, Stu? Trained.
Drained. Oh,
for trained.
Oh, for trained, it is 9. Oh,
It's 9,
7.
okay.
Sorry, I'm looking at my... Right. Forget that. 8.
8, okay. So we've had 3 different numbers there.
Yeah, because I was looking at with modifiers and with... yeah.
It's like, okay. It's 8, so proficiency is 8. Has it gone up? Oh, it has. So actually, that's a lie. What is your expert proficiency right now? Well, I guess it'd be 10, wouldn't it?
10, yeah.
10,
and
okay.
As his strength is 4.
It's plus 14.
Yeah.
So even with a bad roll there, that is just enough to hit. We'll do some damage. Okay, and you watch as Amos winds up once again with his 1-inch punch. This time, he takes the creature's head clean off its shoulders. The body slumps to the ground with a clatter, and there's a wet thud as the head flies out of the building and lands on the ground. Chardonnay will notice that because it lands sort of right next to him. Chardonnay will notice that the eyes and mouth that were glowing red continue to do so for a moment, but they quickly fade away as the unlife drains away from the creature. It's 1 down. It's Alwyn's turn.
Right, Chardonnay, leave it. Alwyn's gonna rinse and repeat. Really, there's not much else he can do other than running up the building, which he's not going to do. He's going to fire 3 arrows at this creature engaged with Bella again.
All right, roll some attacks.
So the first one is a good roll, 31.
31, Alwyn, is a critical hit, and you kill the wight.
Hey.
It had a single hit point left after Raiden's vulgar display of power.
There we go.
There we go. So that brings us out of initiative, folks. You watch as your arrow cores straight through the creature's head as it's bearing down on Della. Della once more slumps. It kind of gurgles for a second, lurches forward, and topples and lays still. And Della, you see the red eyes and the red mouth. They fade over the course of a couple of seconds. As you come out of your kind of little adrenaline rush of your focus moment, you look around the Caligny Enclave, and you can see that there appear to have been signs of fighting elsewhere. It seems that you weren't the only these weren't the only creatures attacking at this point. But the danger, for now at least, seems to have passed. What would you all like to do?
Right, who's injured?
The first thing I'm checking is this longsword any good?
You sort of inspect it, Della. It's it looks like it was once quite a nice longsword, but sort of time and sort of being underground for extended periods of time, it hasn't been particularly well looked after. But with that said, it does still look quite sharp. In fact, I think with your knowledge of the world, Della, I think you recognise this as a +1 longsword.
Wow. You can never have too many +1 longswords. I'm sure someone will find use for this.
I've already got
take
a
that as I go
+1
down.
longsword.
But what if it breaks?
Amos, is that one a particularly sharp longsword?
I don't know. It looks quite sharp. I don't do much fighting with blades myself, as you know, but I'll grab it. Can't hurt.
Yeah. And yeah.
Sorry, I've got something in my throat. I'm going to be quiet for a while now. I think. I think I've got some blood or something in it. Ugh.
Amos, I'm sorry, I've never asked you. Can you give us your entire background right now?
Yeah. Which god is it that you worship again?
He raises a solitary hand to both of you, and and a middle finger appears on each.
Very in character, yes. Is the longsword that Amos brings down a +1 as well?
It certainly appears to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So these look a bit sort of rusted and weather worn, but still there's still a sharpness to them.
Okay. Who's injured?
I got in a kerfuffle with a thing, and I didn't totally fall on my face. I imagine I've got like a bit of a graze on my cheek that's a bit like too obvious to hide.
Yeah. There's kind of a bruise forming like right on your jawline.
Yeah. That was the other guy. He got a good hit in.
Right. Not when you fell on your ass. Okay.
He didn't see anything.
and Brother Amos.
He motions to his face, and you see there's this sort of gash across it where he was struck with a claw. Seems to be leaking quite a lot of blood.
I think you're all right, aren't you, Raiden?
I took a arrow to the ribs when they initially fired upon us, but I'm not too badly injured. I wouldn't want to take up your resources.
Missed that one. Of the three of them, I'm happy to take a medicine roll if you want, but who looks the worst?
You can be open with your hit points. It doesn't bother me at all. Amos is, as far as I know, 10 down.
Okay.
I don't know if he'd previously taken damage, but he took 10 from that round just then.
Okay.
I'm more than 10 down, but
I took 8, so I'm looking not bad.
18, I think.
Della gets the lay on hands. So Della gets back 18 hit points.
Fresh as a daisy.
Right, well, if we could take sort of 10 minutes, I can heal the other two of you up.
Oh, yes. While this happens, I would like to find out what happened just now. I'd like, if possible, using like my discreet inquirer thing. Or I think I've got a feat that's going to help me here, but I need to find out what it would be.
Sure. What feat is it you think is going to be helpful?
Let me see. There are two. It's alright, I've got them bookmarked, so it won't be hard to find. It doesn't really matter, but I can use discreet inquiry to find out what happened without people knowing that I'm finding out what happened.
Okay. I mean, who do you want to ask about this? Bear in mind, you're in the enclave of the Caligny. You can see Stalker Catan is nearby, sort of turning over the body of one of these creatures.
Stalker Catan will be fine. Yeah. Be like,
Yeah.
What was that? Ooh.
Della, that was thank you for your efforts in fighting them off. That was we'd grown a little complacent, I think, since your victory against the Barghest yesterday. We forgot that although the undead seem to have settled down for the most part, there are some that act more independently. Wights such as these have always been a thorn in our side. Thankfully, there's never too many of them, but it's something we have to be aware of.
So a regular occurrence kind of thing, rather than a concerning new thing.
Yes, I'm certainly not concerned. If they were ever to mount a serious assault on us, we might be having a different conversation. But generally speaking, the Wights keep to the southern section of the Undercity. It's where they gather, I suppose. I think I'm not certain, but I think that was the site of some monumental battle long ago when this city was still on the surface.
Do we know what city is underneath here?
Is that Della asking or Amy asking?
Yeah, does Della know? If not, she'll try and recall knowledge.
Della can make a history check.
Ooh.
Not history, that's not a thing.
Society.
Yeah, we'll go with society. I will say it's going to be really high DC.
Yeah, that's fine, because I don't know if I know anything.
Yeah.
No, I did not roll well. 13.
13. I think you would know based on what you've been told. You've been told by you were certainly told by Solvig Erdol that when Baba Yaga first came to Irison and she created the land of Irison, she did so by conquering what was here before, and she literally put her capital on top of their capital, just to prove a point as much as anything else. But any records of what that country was or what this city would have been called, nobody knows. This happened over 1,000 years ago.
Have you ever investigated down there?
To the south, no. We've had no real reason to go there. Certainly, I think when we had the previous Red Raven here, they were more of a militant sort. They took Pharasma's dogmas against the undead very seriously. They wanted to mount an expedition of sorts to clear them out. However, the duties of the Red Raven forced them to remain here for the duration of their service. I believe that after the previous Red Raven finished their service, I believe they ventured south to attempt to take out at least some of the undead. By the fact we were just attacked, I'd say they were unsuccessful in getting all of them.
And no one knows what happened to them?
we've never ventured out that way to look. They were very clear. They asked for a few volunteers from the Enclave to go with them. Some of us who were more devout in Phrasma's teachings decided to accompany them, but they made it clear that it would likely be a one-way trip. So we've not concerned ourselves with them since.
Interesting. But surely that what doesn't matter. What are these things? Were they like dead things?
Yes.
Dead bodies?
Yes, these are a particularly intelligent form of undead. I don't know how much you know about undead, but they generally fall into one of two major categories. You have the mindless sort, which are your zombies and your skeletons and that sort of thing. They are generally created and they exist and they move as their instincts tell them to move. Then you have creatures such as wights, which are more sentient. I believe they are malevolent spirits. They are malevolent spirits who linger after death, particularly having died, especially violent deaths.
And Candela, like what is south in the city up above?
South in the city up above. Got to think about this now because the map is the wrong way round, which is really helpful. South in the city. Okay, so south in the city would actually be moving toward the kind of noble district, moving actually toward the royal palace.
That is very interesting. I think that's been 10 minutes, so I will thank Speaker Catan and wander back and see how my pal's getting on.
Yes, you're more than welcome. Let me know when you wish to move out, and we'll see if we can't find your tower somewhere.
Yes, thank you.
While that's been happening, I've been using Ward Medic to patch up both Raiden and Amos at the same time. Using a DC 20. I got a critical success with Raiden, so Raiden gets 18 hit points back, and I got a regular success with Amos, who gets 13 hit points back.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And whilst doing that, Alwyn's going to have a chat with Raiden. So I have a couple of questions for you, Raiden. First one, bit of an awkward question. Are you evil?
Not that I'm aware.
Okay,
Although
that's good.
evil is a little complicated to define, I find, these days.
Don't worry, I got that too.
But no, when you healed that creature, that was just you just fucked up, did you?
You can see Raiden's very pale skin sort of goes a little bit flush in the cheeks, and yes, would be probably the most straightforward answer.
Alwyn will lean in
didn't quite
and say,
realise.
"You're going to fit right in with us."
I'm not certain that's a good thing.
Don't worry about it. You made it up with that frosty thing. So yes, that you blasted it with ice. I saw that was very impressive. But yes, we can learn to let it go, I think. Go on, I've been waiting for that one.
You should have waited longer.
The other question I wanted to ask you, Raiden. See, since we met you, I've noticed that we're here in the Undercity, and it's dusty and dirty, and there's like clouds of rubble and dust and muck and all sorts of things. How do you keep your black velvet dress so clean?
Oh, well, I've had quite a lot of time to practice with that, and I tend not to move around too much.
Right. Okay. I was just curious.
Are you hoping to accomplish the same?
Oh, no. I just sort of noticed, yes, all very clean and, yes, not dusty at all.
I take pride in my appearance.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but yes, curious. How do you know Numi then?
You mean Red Raven?
Red Raven, yes, that's right.
I was quite fortunate that the community here were willing to take me in and shelter me for a while from a storm up above. I've been staying here, just minding my own business, and I assume she's decided that now is the correct time for me to be moving out.
You said something about maybe sort of goals aligning with ours or something.
Well, I certainly have no love for some of the authorities above ground. I assume potentially that's what she meant, given what I overheard of your conversation with her.
Right. Have you met Logrovich?
I don't think so.
You have not met Logrovich, Raiden. However, I think at the very least you'd be aware of him. You've been in Whighting for long enough. Logrovich is a white dragon who is the captain of the Winter Guard.
Not personally, though I've heard of him from afar.
Right.
Quite majestic and imposing.
Yeah, he's a dick. We fought him recently. We need to incapacitate him or get rid of him or something.
Right.
You seem a bit shocked by my openness.
No, I'm simply questioning my odds of survival if I actually come with you all. You seem quite mad.
Well, if I tell you all the things that we've survived, my goodness. I mean, there was this, oh my goodness, there was a town to the south, I think it was to the south anyway, where we got in a bit of trouble with the police. So, I mean, it's now missing half its police force. But we got out of there without any problems. There was a big bug-type creature. I mean, so when we came through the portal originally, we encountered a big bug-type creature that was terrorizing some people. We survived that. We have survived. Yes, we fought an ice dragon. So that was an actual dragon made of ice. But it was more of a statue, I suppose. And there were actually statues in that castle as well. Yes, it's been an eventful
and we ran
ride.
away from the dragon.
we didn't. Yes, we made a strategic withdrawal.
Yes, we can call it that if it makes you feel better.
Yes, we made a strategic withdrawal during which I was shitting myself.
Yeah.
So yes, so
Della
stick with
would
us. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I was just talking to Speaker Catan, and I will fill you in with what Speaker Catan advised me about the whites and that they're coming from the south. And I think that this is near the Noble District and the palace.
Right. Do you think it might be connected then? Do you think maybe something that the Witch Queen's doing to create them? Or?
Yeah, because I'm assuming, because obviously if the whites come out and they're walking and then they get killed and there's more behind them, that must mean that there's more dead bodies, which means that people are dying in there, right?
Make a religion check. Make a religion check.
I rolled a 13. because that's
13.
not my forte.
That's fine.
Can I also roll a religion check on what Della has said?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Thank you. I may do a little bit better. Oh, yes, I've rolled a 19 for 32.
32. Okay, so yeah, I can tell you a bit about wights. So as Della is saying all this to you, Alwyn, you know that wights are generally a bit more hardy than regular undead. It's not uncommon for them to dwell in secluded locations, high mountain passes, sealed catacombs, even submerged in bogs or lakes for exceptionally long periods of time without deteriorating. It is common for wights to lay dormant almost, sometimes for centuries, before they are roused from their rest for some reason. So as Dada's telling you all this, you think it's entirely possible that these wights could be left over from Baba Yaga's initial conquest of Irison.
Share that. With the additional. So I'm wondering if maybe something's happening at the palace to disturb them.
And actually, Alwyn, just to kind of add some further weight to that, the weapons that these wights were wielding looked very, very, very old, very rusted, very damaged, still very sharp due to the magic on them. And the armour that they were wearing was like no armour you've seen worn on Golarion so far.
Yes, they could be over 1,000 years old.
Wow. I didn't think they'd live around that long, but I guess they do. I don't know a lot.
Also, secret lemonade drinkers are whites.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
They are. I preferred that one to the frozen one.
I did prefer that to the frozen one. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm a good 15% less likely to have a sudden rocks fall, everyone dies moment.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we've got to do what we were setting out to do.
So as you're having... Go on.
No, I was just agreeing with Della. Yeah.
So just as you're finishing up this conversation, you all hear a voice from the shadows from the shadows around you. Well then, are you all feeling better? Are you ready to make a move? As Stalker Catan steps out of the shadows and looks at you all expectantly. And that is where we're going to end for tonight, folks.
Yeah, it's not creepy at all.
Oh, he's a stalker. He stalks and he's good at it.
Tales from the 20side is a Figo Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Alexander Nakarada and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Discord by searching Tales from the 20side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
Yeah, we like good time. It's great.
Oh, yeah. What has Raiden gotten herself into?
Goodness knows. I have to say, I do love that opening question of, are you evil?
What's even better is that all it took was a no for Alwyn to be completely convinced. That's the best thing about that interaction.
It's like, I didn't even convince myself with that answer.
But a truly evil person would be like, no, I'm not evil. Wouldn't they? They wouldn't be doubting themselves because they already know. So
Yeah,
that, I think, is a good answer for that type of question.
I mean, the only character I've ever known in this game, and it was played by me, that cast grim tendrils, kind of was... No, it wasn't evil. I keep maintaining that he wasn't evil.
He did some pretty fucking evil shit though, like setting three pirates adrift on a raft, and then cast a curse of hunger on them to meet each other.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes, yes, and raising the dead. He did a lot of raising the dead.
Yeah,
that was his.
Or
forte.
making friends, as Johan called it.
Making friends. Yeah, he was, but he didn't. I didn't think he was evil. But anyway, yeah. No, I thought that was a perfectly reasonable question, and it's very in character for Alwyn just to take Raiden's word for it.
Yeah.
And then the fashion question took me by surprise as well. What?
I don't think you've ever commented on my hat.
It's probably got dust on it, that's why.
Yeah, it's because Otto hasn't been around. I haven't been able to ask him to clean it for me. but maybe Raiden can.
Maybe because as we all know, that is the only use of any magic user ever is to keep shit clean.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
A thing.
They're not party members, they're valets. Is that what it is?
That's not what I said. This hat is extremely important to me, and it must be kept in good condition at all times.
Yeah, indeed. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll find out exactly how important it is in future.
Maybe you could ask.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Alwyn's tried asking questions of Della, but
yeah, you just got to catch Della in a good mood when she has her notes in front of her and can respond to your questions in a converse manner. Yeah.